Hey everyone, it's Michael Dougal. I review nootropics and I talk personal development. A lot of people across this channel mention that they're waking up feeling unmotivated, waking up with a lack of ambition, and they're just feeling in a bad mood. And I've been there, and I found that particular nootropic strategies can really make a big difference. So this video is going to cover a lot. We're going to talk about nootropics to take before bed. We're going to talk about nootropics to take first thing in the morning and then afterwards. And then we'll talk about nootropics really to avoid, as this is equally important. Be sure to stay tuned to the end of the video where I'll talk about my particular nootropic stack. So the first mistake that people are often making are the particular nootropics which they're using before they sleep. So the evening prior, ideally you want to set yourself up to have a really good sleep so you can wake up feeling recharged and energized. And the mistake that I see a lot of people making is that they're using stimulants too close to bed. So the most common stimulant people are using, of course, is caffeine in form of like caffeine pills or coffee or of course tea. So that's the first thing to be mindful of. I would recommend that if you need to be somewhat stimulated to maybe finish some work or just because you like the feel, I would recommend that you do check out l-tyrosine, which I will link over here. And what that does, it kind of acts like a naturally occurring version of caffeine almost. It's an amino acid. It's found in chicken breast and egg white. And the beauty happens when you take it free form. So a dose of like 750 milligrams can give you like 90 minutes of a good focus, concentration, and level of productivity. Other stimulants to be mindful about are things like the Racetams and things like modafinil, of course, and phenylparacetam. Similar to caffeine, you may be able to sleep, but although you want to make sure it's not in any way affecting your sleep. So look up the half-lives on these. I think you'll find it pretty interesting as some of these nootropics do actually stay in your system for a lot longer than you may expect. There are a few exceptions to that, and some nootropics which I really do like before bed are I like taking zinc, I like taking magnesium, and I also like something just for a slight testosterone boost, particularly if you're somebody that has low testosterone or like mid to low testosterone like myself. For the rest of you, I mean, you probably won't notice anything at all when it comes to taking products that are going to in some way naturally boost your T levels. So I've tried a lot of things. I've tried like fenugreek, D-aspartic acid, resveratrol. Those didn't do anything for me. What worked for me was Tribulus, either 750 milligrams or 1 gram. What got my attention about Tribulus was when I first tried this product here called Test Freak. It really enhanced my sleep. I mean, my dreams were better. I was able to sleep less, and I was waking up like far more excited and just energized to want to work out or do something active, which is such a great feel. So I looked at that product, I kind of deconstructed it, and I found that Tribulus was the thing that was kind of doing its magic. As far as other nootropics that can help with sleep, some of the most common ones are ashwagandha, L-theanine is kind of popular, GABA, and then there's 5-HTP and then melatonin, all of which I don't really like too much. They didn't do too much for me, but one thing I really do like, just for those kind of emergency scenarios when I need something to help me fall asleep, is this product here. You can find it at like gas stations. It's called Dream Water. I've made an extensive video on this. It's an older video, and this product has a good blend of some of those ingredients which I just mentioned, including melatonin, and it's pretty damn potent. I've never tried taking the full bottle. I'll usually separate it, like the bottle will last me maybe 2 or 3 days. But again, I'm not using it every day as it does have some of those stronger ingredients in there. But I have found that this stuff does actually really work. If you were to ask me how I like melatonin, it's okay. I'm not the biggest fan. I have noticed that the brand does really matter, and where most people go wrong is taking too much melatonin. Let's talk about nootropics to take when you wake up. Another big mistake people are making is using stimulants within the first hour of waking up. I would recommend that you put that morning coffee on hold. Don't drink coffee immediately. Give it some time, because when you wake up, you have this natural spike in cortisol. As you can see in this graph over here, you get this really big spike, and that kind of sets you up for having a good day. This is the reason why sometimes you'll wake up and you'll feel this immediate stress to get to work. These are good hormones which set you up for energy, and what happens is if you were to use coffee or caffeine, it'll suppress it and it'll set yourself up to needing more stimulants throughout the rest of the day. So avoid the morning caffeine. You want to make sure you get that healthy cortisol spike, and then take your coffee within an hour afterward. When you wake up, you're horribly dehydrated, so the first thing you want to do is just drink a lot of water. I'm talking like good quality water. Nice hack that I found from this book here is having some sea salt and having a little bit of lemon juice along with the water. It's inexpensive and it can go a long way. Other than that, if you can, go outside and immediately get some sunlight. That's going to help just start up your clock and help you get some energy. And there's some other things you can do if you have one of those blue lights. I really like those. And I've also got this product here called the Human Charger, which apparently like emits light right into your ears, which is supposed to do something. Like you just insert it right there. So an important class of nootropics here to address are the adaptogens, and these are nootropics which are going to help you to decrease your levels of stress and anxiety. Some very commonly known ones are Bacopa monnieri, ashwagandha, and rhodiola rosea. For me, some of my favorite nootropics to take in the morning are Noopept, I like the Racetams, and I like caffeine and L-theanine. Of course, with caffeine and L-theanine, try to avoid it first thing in the morning. You ideally want to wait an hour, but I realize this isn't always practical as we may have to leave the house, so even half an hour is okay. Wake up, wait half an hour, and then take your caffeine. And why I like taking caffeine here is because generally I'm going to work out right afterwards, so caffeine is going to help just enhance my performance when it comes to working out. It's going to help me push more reps from weight training, or if I'm doing cardio, it's going to increase my aerobic capacity, so make me do cardio in a more intense fashion. And with the Racetams, the four which I really like are Piracetam, Pramiracetam, Oxiracetam, and Aniracetam. And these Racetams, they're similar, but they do different things. If you want to learn more about them, then I've done videos on them individually on my channel where you can learn about them in depth, like how to get them to start working and what the ideal dosages are and things like side effects, everything you should know, your proper guide. And then I like Noopept. And what Noopept is going to do is it's going to help you focus, going to help you concentrate in a way very different than caffeine. Whereas caffeine is so stimulating that you get very euphoric, you get this physical boost from it, whereas Noopept is more so just like a mental boost. You find yourself sharper and you're just able to kind of nicely prioritize what to do for the rest of your day. Again, this is what works for me, but the tricky part is that I'm practicing intermittent fasting and I realize not everybody is. And when it comes to a meal, if you are to eat breakfast, I would recommend you don't keep it too high on the carbohydrates. Do like a moderate or maybe low carbohydrate, because having a lot of carbs first thing in the morning, it may set you up for a very big insulin spike, so a big boost in energy followed by a drop of energy. But most importantly, it's like I feel with a lot of nootropics, they seem to be just far more effective when you take them fasted. So that's my personal schedule. If you were to ask me what I'm doing, I'm waking up, drinking a lot of water, having my sea salt, my lemon juice, trying to get some sunlight exposure, and then waiting a little bit and having that nootropic stack. Sometimes I'll use caffeine and L-theanine, or sometimes I'll use a pre-workout product which already has a lot of caffeine in it. And then I have my workout. I try to make it very intense. I'm somebody who thinks that overtraining is a myth. I like to train hard, I like to exercise and really get my heart rate going because it gives me a lot of energy for the rest of the day. If energy itself is an issue, then a pre-workout product may be worth checking out because they're like loaded in B vitamins. And this is especially important for those of you that are vegetarian, as meats are very often just loaded with vitamin B and you may just not be getting enough through your diet. Like, I have to admit, I used to be so skeptical when it came to pre-workout products, but ever since I introduced them to my daily routine, oh my gosh, my life's gotten so much better. I'm more motivated throughout the whole day. It's not just your workout, it's all the subsequent hours after that, and it makes a big difference. But otherwise, if you're still kind of waking up down and you've tried different nootropic strategies and you've tried different dietary strategies and even different workout routines, then it's in most cases due to something hormonal. So I'd recommend you talk to your GP about that. For me, what that looked like is I got a full blood panel and discovered a while ago that I had hypothyroidism. So every day I'm using Cytomel just to slightly boost up my thyroid levels in order for me to be at a good baseline healthy range. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more, then be sure to subscribe. Click that like button, make it blue. And during this video, I'm going to talk about lion's mane. I would rate this nootropic 9 out of 10. In my opinion, I think it's appropriate for anyone, whether you're like a student or perhaps you're like an entrepreneur like myself doing all kinds of tasks, or if you're somebody in analytics, maybe you're a stock trader. I think that lion's mane has